CSGO skins are popular. Since their release many years ago, they have been the #1 success story of microtransactions in a video game. In most modern games, especially on mobile, you can find some sort of the system Valve created in 2013. Weapon and model skins, loot boxes, and the ability to trade and sell your items are just a few of the methods CSGO skins introduced. It created an ecosystem within itself and brought more to the game than just playing. Many people enjoy this part of the game more than the game itself. And if you are watching this video, you are probably one of the millions of people that enjoys content about this too. It has gotten that far that people pay a lot of money to own these skins. And like with real world goods, for some rich people having a good one just isn't enough. People, and especially rich people, want the best, the #1, and be the one everybody is envy of and looking up to. No matter how you define the #1 skin, by float, stickers, or even which famous guy used to own it, one thing kinda can: money. And even owning only one of the #1 skin in any category for any weapon can easily cost you a little fortune. But how much would you have to pay owning a whole inventory of #1s? So owning the best skin for every weapon there is in the game. Welcome to the most expensive loadout possible in 2021. Before we go on with the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I put a lot of effort into my videos, and if you're subscribed and ring the bell, it is the best way to get notified. Thanks! Disclaimer: I am a CSGO trader for nearly 7 years, so I think I can say a thing or two about CSGO skins and their prices. But some skins are just really hard to price, simply because of the reason that they are the #1 in the world, and rarely change the owner, if they ever do in the first place. I also will not feature sticker crafts in this video. Just keep in mind that you could put $100,000 more in stickers onto every weapon skin. But let's get right into it. We start off with the most expensive gloves you can probably own. Those are the Sport Gloves Pandora's Box in factory condition with a really clean knuckle. These will cost you about $50,000. Next up, we'll go with the knife, which is one of the 2 most expensive skins we will see in this video. We're talking about the Karambit Blue Gem in factory condition. I think anybody that sees this video have seen some video or information about this skin. It's just a legendary knife. I don't like it, to be honest. Or at least I think they are overpriced. I like the Sapphire more, but this is just my opinion. This one will cost you, about $1 million. We continue with the rifles, and we start, of course, with the Souvenir of Dragonlore in factory condition with a 0.01 float. Fun fact, I used to own 2 of Souvenir Dragonlores in field tested condition when they were not that expensive. I bought the first one where it was around $4,000, and field tested ones even go for $50,000 nowadays. This is one of the skins that is owned by the biggest collector in the world, which has an inventory of around $5 million, but haven't played the game in half a year and is inactive on Steam since then, because he just likes other things. I mean, if you have $5 million in a CSGO game, you can just leave it there for a while. And you continue with the most expensive M4 in the game, which is the StatTrak Factory New Howl with a really low float. The #1 float is with really good stickers, but without the stickers it will go for around $100,000. We continue with the AKK's Harden Factory New Scar pattern. I think everybody knows this skin, and these skins nowadays will sell for around $100,000 too. We continue with some of the not that famous weapons, and the prices and the skins you see here are quite interesting. We start with the Souvenir Galil Cerberus in factory new condition. The best sticker combinations and the best float will go for around $2,000. The FAMAS. The FAMAS is quite a special item because it doesn't have that many rare items. And the most expensive FAMAS teardown you can find at the moment sells for around $300 and is a low float Souvenir FAMAS teardown with Keto 2014 stickers. Next with the AUG. The AUG is one of my favorite skins, the AUG Akihabara, except in factory new condition. I used to own one of these when it was like $300 US. Now, really low floats can cost you up to $10,000 US. Next up with the SSG, which is the newest skin in this list. We're talking about the Souvenir SSG Death Strike in factory new condition with a really low float. This one is a really new skin, so it's kind of hard to price, but this one, I was kind of surprised, only goes for around $500 US. Next up is the Souvenir SSG Integral in factory new condition. These ones get really expensive when they have a really low float, and the lowest float that is available on the market right now is 0.06. And this one with the right sticker combinations can cost you up to $10,000 US. The funny thing is, the second lowest float, which I personally think really is the most expensive one, is signed by device, which most of the time increases the price of the weapon. G3. We are continuing with the G3 SG1 Kronos. This is a really old skin and is mainly used to trade up into the AK Hydroponic. This one in low float, of course, is kinda wanted because of trade ups, but the lowest float is 0.00006 and it costs you only, I was a little bit surprised, only about $500 US. Scar. The Scar 20 is kind of a new skin, and the most expensive skin in this category is kinda funny because it's really old and I really like it. And it's kind of a weird skin. We're talking about the Scar 20 Splash Jam in factory new condition. This skin is really rare to get in factory new. In the other conditions, you can buy this skin quite cheap, but in factory new it is really rare and it's a really old skin. So this one with the best float will cost you around $700 US. We continue with the heavy weapons. And we're starting off with the Max 7 Cinque Dia factory new condition. This one is the trade up skin for the Op Prince. And because not that many people use Mac 10s and they're not that wanted, the lowest float here will cost you about $1,000 US. Sword Off. The most expensive Sword Off you can get at the moment is the Souvenir Sword Off Full Stop. And we're talking about the lowest float with Souvenir Keto stickers. This is really important because it's just such an old skin, you can find it with Keto 2014 stickers, and this one will cost you about $800 US. XM 1014 Blaze Orange in factory new is the next skin on our list. This skin don't go that low with a float, so the lowest float is 0.06 you can get, and one of the best ones I could find is this one, and it will cost you around only $200 US. So think about it, guys. Only $200 owning probably the best XM skin you can own. Nova. We're talking about the Nova Candy Apple in factory condition. Maybe some of you are quite surprised now, because the Candy Apple is not an expensive skin. But this one is the number 3 lowest float skin in existence. So that's why it is the most expensive Nova you can earn. This one will cost you about $150. It's not that much when you compare it, but if you compare it on how much the Nova Candy Apple costs normal, this is a lot. M249. The most expensive M249 you can own is the lowest float skin in existence. With a float of, wait, I have to count, 0.000000008. It is the lowest float skin in existence. I don't really know how much this can be worth. I think that some rich guy wants to own the lowest float skin in existence, and I priced it at around $10,000 US. The owner actually is selling it at $33,000 US, but I think 10,000 is a more realistic approach. Negev. The most expensive Negev you can own is the Negev Mjolnir, which is the trade-up skin to my favorite skin of all time, the Orb Gungnir. And with a 0.0001 float, so the lowest float you can get, this will cost you about $3,000 US. Which is quite a lot when you think of that it's only a Negev, but on the other hand you can craft an insane Gungnir out of that, so I think it would be worth it. SMGs. The Mac 10 Hot Snakes is the next one on our list. Low float, this one can cost you about $500 US. The Hot Snakes is a trade-up skin for the AK X-Ray, which isn't that famous in the community, so the price went down a lot. So probably the lowest float will cost you around $500 US. MP7 Whiteout. MP7 Whiteout is one of the skins which is really rare to get in Factory New, and even if you have the lowest float you can get, it is still scratched a little bit. Probably the best whiteout you can get will cost you around $600, but you have to watch out, a lot of whiteout in Factory New are trade banned. The number 1 and the number 2 are trade banned. So the number 3 will cost you approximately around $600. MP9 White Lily. This skin really shows how expensive a skin can get if it is trade uppable in a really good skin. The MP9 White Lily can be trade up to the AK White Lotus, and the lowest float AK White Lily will cost you about $2,500. Now for probably the strangest skin on this list, the most expensive Bison. The most expensive Bison you can own is the Bison Phobic Zone in Battlescar. And this one, some people might have guessed it, is the highest float skin in existence. 0.999999998. It will sound funny because I'm German. This is the highest float skin you can get. It is not known at the moment who owns it, but it is known to be in existence. And I would say it will cost you about $10,000 too. Next up, the P90. The StatTrak P90 Emerald Dragon in Factory New is one of the skins is really rare to get in Factory New, and it's out of the Bravo collection, so one of the lowest floats will cost you around $1,200. UMP Fade in Factory New. The lowest float UMP Fade you can get at the moment is the one Sparkles just crafted in one of his last videos. It has a really good fade and a really low float, of course. I don't know how much Sparkles will charge for it, but comparing with other markets, this one will cost you around $600. The Pistols. The CZ Chalice in Factory New with a real low float can be crafted into a Knight, which can be crafted into a Dragon Lore. So of course, having this in a low float is really expensive and it will cost you around $600. The Souvenir Desert Eagle Hand Cannon in Factory New is also of the Cobblestone collection, but a souvenir skin, and this one is the lowest float. This skin can't go lower than 0.01, so this is an incredibly low float, and with good stickers, and will cost you around $2,000. The Souvenir Dual Berettas Twin Turbo in Factory New condition are a really special skin. I really like them, but I won't really use them, and they will cost you in low float around $500. Now we go on with the Glock. I was a little bit surprised. I thought the Glock and the USP would be more expensive, but the most expensive Glock you can get is probably the Glock Fade in Factory New with the lowest float and a good fade possible. This one will cost you around $4,000. Same with the USP. The StatTrak USP kill confirmed in Factory New with a low float. They are really rare in Factory New, and they are really rare in Factory New and low float. And this one will cost you around $3,000. The last two skins here are a little bit special, because these only exist 2 times each, and 3 out of these 4 are owned by the same guy. We're talking about the Souvenir P2000 Nuclear Frag in Factory New and the Souvenir Tech 9 Nuclear Threat in Factory New. These are out of the old Nuke collection and are one of the rarest skins you can probably get. These ones sold 2 times and it's really hard to price them. I think if the owner ever tries to sell it, the P250 would go for $2,000 and the Tech 9 would go for about $2,800. Last we go with the agents. I mean, they're not special. The most expensive T agents you can buy is Sir Bloody Miami Darley, which goes for around $10. And the most expensive CT agent you can buy is Commander Davida Goggles Fernandez, which goes for around $6.50. So that would be all the items of the most expensive loadout possible, but I think everybody wants to know how much does this item cost in total. Together, without the stickers or patches you might apply on them, those skins are worth around $2.5 million. I was pretty surprised because that's just an immense sum to have in a video game. And keep in mind, guys, 2 million of these 2.5 million are just the Dragon Lore and the Karambit. Yeah, and I think that sums it up pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. I am Neon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.